it's bothering me. So thank you, Miss Jessie J. Hey y'all, it's Isabella Houston, your vocal coach and your vocal bestie. And today we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna listen to Jessie J singing Defying Gravity. If you are new here, well, welcome to the madness. And if you are a season regular, you know that I'm a musical theater girl and that Defying Gravity is my thing. So let's go ahead and check it out.
Something has changed within me. Something is not the same. I'm through with playing by the rules of someone else's game.
Yes.
Too late for second guessing. Too late to go back to sleep.
Now, something that really is amazing to me in her rendition of doing this is that Jessie J is most commonly like, she's a pop singer. So we're used to hearing her like, yeah, I'm on a script and I'm gonna go like that. Right? Like we usually hear her singing in that kind of way. So singing so softly for this beginning, like, something has changed within me, something is not the same. It's kind of a new vocal color for me to hear her, and I think she's doing such a great job. There's a lot of like high notes in this part of the song that people are not aware about at all. All this like head dominant mix kind of part of her voice, like rules of someone else's game. We're not hearing her in a chest dominant kind of vocal color. We're really hearing her be in her like head voice, more gentle placement, and I think she's doing such a great job with that.
It's time to try defy gravity.
Yes!
I think I'll try defying gravity, and you can't pull me down.
I am loving how technically correct she's singing this. If we hear try, defy, we're really hearing this headier kind of placement, and we're gonna go ahead and go back and check it out.
I think I'll try.
You see, on I'll try, one more time.
It's time to try defy gravity.
So that is such a good job. On Gravity, she's going back into her chest voice. A lot of beginner singers think to sing this song, you have to just sprout rah, 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 give your full voice out in the first 5 minutes of the song. And I'm so thankful that she is not doing that here. So thank you, Miss Jessie J, because you're teaching the girls how it's done.
I'm too accepting limits, 'cause someone says they're so. Some things I cannot change, but till I try, I'll never know.
Okay, so here we're hearing our classic Jessie J sound. Now I will say, Jessie J, girl, did you not learn your lyrics? Did you not get off book? Girl, learn the lines. I said what I said. What is going on?
Well, if that's love, it comes in much too high cost. I'd sooner fight defying gravity. Kiss me goodbye, I'm defying gravity.
So something very interesting that Jessie J is doing is that now that we're at a bigger point of the song, she is still going for that head dominant kind of mix, which is something that Cynthia didn't do, neither do the other alphabets do. They kind of go into more of like a mixy kind of about like, it's time to try defying gravity. Instead of Jessie J's, hers is more heady. She's kind of like more in her head voice and in her head dominant mix. And the difference is like, if you're in your head voice, you would hear, if you're in your head dominant mix, you'd be like, ooh. So it sounds a bit more stronger in the voice. So it's interesting to me how she is kind of like flipping so quickly. I want to hear it in the middle. I just want to hear a balance of the two in her voice.
So if you can't find me up to the western sky, as someone told me lately, everyone deserves a chance to fly. And if I'm flying so low, at least I'm flying free.
So something so interesting. I loved her. So if you care to find me, that was what I was looking for. She's more balanced on the. So if you care to find me, right? She's very balanced in that, where she's not sounding. So if you care to find me, She's not sounding shouty or yelly in that sense. But then as we hear her go on into her lower range, you still hear that fullness of that chest voice. So overall, this sounds very, very healthy. It's just interesting how different singers place things in different places so that it works for them, because it's your body and it's your voice. So you want to make sure that you're placing the sounds in a way that are good for you. So I have never heard someone singing like this, which I like. I think she's doing such a good job.
To those around me, take a message back from me. Tell them how I am defined.
So that is shout. Like all of that open mouth, that's a little shouty. It's just a hair shouty. So I'm curious to know how she's gonna finish this. Okay, we're gonna go back to Defying Gravity. So there, Defying, we hear a little bit of tension in the vocal cords. We're gonna hear it one more time so you can catch it. She growled on Defying, which, like, bravo to you, because Jessie J is a growler. I do not like her renown. It's bothering me. I would rather it be, and soon I'll match them in renown. Right, the intention is going up, so it's like now. All this like deep, space in the throat is what I'm not liking of her sound, and it happens on all the renowned. The lower notes that you sing are a direct setup for the high notes that you're gonna be singing in the song. So if we hear a lot of this, no, everything is swallowed, everything is low, there's more propensity for the voice to get stuck in your chest voice and for it to be harder for you to glide and float up top to your head voice to scrult these higher notes. Because when you're scrolting up there in your head voice, you want to make sure that you have a balance of effort and a balance of the air. But if you have too much effort, meaning too much kind of sounds, then there's more propensity for you to be squeezing in your high notes. If this is something that you need help with, I have a track for you that you can download below. It's the method that I use with all of my students to nail their high notes easy. Go ahead and check it out in the pinned comment section.
And nobody in all of us, no wizard that there is or was, is ever gonna bring me down. Bring me down.
Okay, so you see all this movement we're seeing inside of her throat? Let's watch. You see how she went down? Bring me down. She needs to get to the own kind of vowel at the last little millisecond of that phrase. She's already switching in the middle of the phrase, so it's starting to sound like very interesting. There's a lot of vibrato, so it's starting to sound just a little, just a hair. It's like 5% tightness, like down. So she's switching the sound as she's singing. As a coach, I'd prefer to do da, and then at the last millisecond, we're gonna go to down, okay? Now, the reasoning I'm talking about this is because we're talking about the preparation to your high notes, okay? The setup to your high notes is you have to make sure the voice is already flexible once you're in your chest voice. I think there are parts of this that she's doing such a beautiful and great job at, and she's singing so well in, but I think there are little spots here where she is a little bit too engaged in her chest voice. That's not making it easy for her to get up there. And the prime example of that is when we go here. When we go to her first meet.
No wizard that there is.
So here she's in chest voice.
Is ever gonna bring.
So there. Is ever gonna That breathe. She went really deep and she lowered the larynx very, very much. Breathe. This low kind of larynx is not what you're gonna need if you need to shoot up there. That's why when she did her me, that also sounded just a hair pressed. You see? That kind of sound at the beginning of me, that's why we hear the squeeze, because the larynx was too low. It wasn't neutral enough for her to make that big jump up there. So you see in her whoa, 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 she needed a little bit of more head voice in there. I mean, you could do either or, but if you do the second one, oftentimes there's more propensity for you to squeeze in your throat. And what do we want? What do we want? What do we need? We need a flexible voice. We need a flexible voice. We do not want a voice that is stressed out, that is going through it, and that it's squeezing all the time, okay? And that's my 2 cents on singing for today. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to go ahead and leave a comment in the section below of a song that you want me to react to next, period. And if you enjoyed hanging out this little corner of the internet, make sure to press that subscribe button so that I can see you in the next one.